All right. Good afternoon, Maribel. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So I've got your resume here in front of me. You have a fantastic background working in HR, specifically in the benefits sector, which is exactly what my client is looking for. So I'm going to kind of let you take the stage. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing most recently in your career to get started.
Well, I did enjoy doing human resources. I was in Belgium with my husband when Boulevard Tire contacted me.
Okay.
They found my resume since I did have assisted living background from the University of South Florida.
Okay.
They decided to give me the opportunity. I was the first person ever at Boulevard Tire to hold this position. So I actually created it myself. They gave me what they needed and I just executed it.
Okay, great.
That's pretty much what I did.
I love that. Now, how many employees does Boulevard Tire, I'm so sorry, I pronounced that wrong, have at their organization?
675.
Oh my goodness.
45 locations.
Wow. Okay. So 45 locations, 675 employees, and you were handling the benefits for everybody.
Yep. I was the sole person with all benefits, including taking care of all the fires, making sure that for open enrollments, I translated all the letters for the owner of the company because I was the only Spanish person in the whole company that knew how to translate.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that kind of led me into one of my later questions as far as you are bilingual, fluent in English and Spanish, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, beautiful. But we'll circle back to the benefits stuff now because, like I said, I was gonna filter that in later, but you hit on it already for me. All right, so you said that you came into Boulevard. This position was not there originally. You had to implement processes and procedures. So tell us a little bit about what that looked like. Maybe what systems you were using. Were you having to shop benefits? Were they already in place, or what did that look like?
Well, I've shopped for benefits before, especially for Castillo Engineering. So I'm very familiar. Castillo Engineering, I have to deal with over 20 engineers. And I was the operations manager, so I did their payroll and everything.
Okay.
I even did some immigration because we got in contact with the University of Massachusetts. And to become a licensed engineer, you have to work underneath an engineer for 4 years with one engineer. I actually got one of my favorite buddies, which his name is Raj. I got him to move from Massachusetts all the way to Florida. Now he's actually the manager at Castillo Engineering. So I did all his paperwork because he's on a student visa.
Okay.
So we had to sponsor him. I did all the documentations. That company never done it before.
Wonderful.
So I did all the implementation. It just comes to me like naturally. So
wonderful.
And
that's great. And, and I love that you have the background in engineering as well, too, from like the HR side and having to deal with those folks and, the licensing. This particular client is all engineers. I mean, for the most part. I mean, of course, there's some other positions filtered in, but it's a lot of engineers. So I really do like that you have that exposure to that industry and what it entails to be licensed and be eligible for employment and things like that as well too. So that's great. Now you did mention, and I didn't realize that this was on our radar, that you've got payroll experience too. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I actually did all the payroll for Castillo Engineering. I did international accounting specialist, which I have a certification for Seminole State College. I got the certification for human resources from them too. I scored very high, which I was very proud. So I have all that background and I was able to execute it with Vesta Teleradiology and Castillo Engineering, which they gave me an opportunity to take over while they were building their engineering firm. Beautiful. So I took care of pretty much all of it.
Okay, great.
QuickBooks, ADP.
Wonderful. And that was even my next question. What softwares do you have experience working with?
ISO, which is a smaller company, is almost like ADP, but it's a lot smaller. It's pretty popular here in Florida. Of course, ADP, Oracle, and Workforce, pretty much QuickBooks. I had to use them all. And I did it, and I actually learned a lot of it in Hotels Pro because I did international accounting. Okay, great. So we had to do all the payroll and everything, meaning transferring money from one country to another, which was very exciting, and I loved learning.
Wonderful. Maribel, at this point in your career, what's the most important to you, most important thing to you about the next company that you work for?
I'm looking for a forever home. Great. That's pretty much, I'm already settled. I already own my house. I've been owning this house since 2012. My husband will be coming from Belgium. So we have our house over there, and then we have the house here. So, but he's going to translate all the way through November. He's going to be coming over here finally.
Wonderful.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Well, so I'm looking for Forever Home company.
Wonderful. Well, I really love that you allowed me to record a portion of this interview today. I know we chatted earlier in the day. You've also interviewed with another colleague of mine. So I'm really excited that we were able to capture some of this on film to highlight your background. I think you have an excellent background. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording the chat with you a little bit more if that sounds good.
Sounds perfect. Thank you.